Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the last episode, we started off on our journey by following the mysterious voice. Talking to an old man and going up a tower. And we also got a nice assortment of gear at the beginning. In this episode, we're going to continue on the story and continue on with the with exploring this shrine that the old man told us to do in order for us to get his paraglider. This is the first of few, well, not few loading screens that this game actually has. That's the nice thing about this game. A lot of it is load free. And this is going to be of course our first shrine that we do. And these first 4 shrines will really get we'll be upgrading our Sheikah Slate and getting a whole lot of not extra equipment, but a whole lot of extra stuff. Man, this future tech is weird. Past future tech. Strange. So imagine if you could, imagine if data transfer was like that. If you got, it was just like a distilling pure information, and then it drops into the screen of your device. That's just kind of weird. So this is our first of, 7 runes that we're gonna get. So that puzzle is pretty easy. You just lift up the thing with magnesis, your new rune. Ooh. Come on. And this one isn't that hard either, because you just push it out of the way. Now, this is going to be our first example of a guardian. Ooh. And this one you can take out pretty easily with the help of that block there. But you could use your weapons too. I just didn't want to dull my blades. Now there's actually a neat trick you can do here. I don't want to try it, but you can actually do a shield surf jump. So how you shield surf is you guard XA. So that's a way you can shield surf. So if I do this, so close. You can actually skip over that, and you don't have to move the steel plate. That's a good good thing for a speed run. And I didn't use that personally because I'm not that good at it, as you saw there. But line up. X8. There we go. So you can do that. But but unfortunately, when you do shield surf, it does damage your shield pretty badly, especially if you have these lower level shields like I do, and it but it is pretty fun. Now I didn't say it then, which I should have said, but every shrine has at least one bonus chest, as I like to call it. So it's one chest that gives you an extra item that you can go on with. It's completely optional. You don't have to get it, but that's basically it. And at the end of every shrine, you get you talk to one of these monks that look like mummified redeads, which are just normal redeads. And they'll give you a spirit orb. Now, now these guys are pretty much all the same, but a neat thing about them is that they each have a different pose that they're in. So these first 4 are going to be kind of oops, spoiler. These first 4 are gonna be kind of just simple, kind of plain poses. But later on, as you get through the game, then you're gonna get nicer poses. Well, not nicer poses, but more interesting poses. Oh! Jeez, man. Seems you managed to get your hands on a spirit orb. Well done. How did you know? Clairvoyance. Oh, or perhaps something similar. As one gets older, it can become more difficult to see what's right before one's own eyes. However, that which was once hidden from view can often be crystal clear. But perhaps that is not true for everyone. Oh, the appearance of those towers and the awakening of this shrine is all connected to the Sheikah slate that you carry on your hip there. What do you mean? It has been quite some time since I've seen that Sheikah slate. Long ago, a highly advanced tribe known as the Sheikah inhabited these lands. The great power of their wisdom saved this kingdom time and time again. Time and time again. But the ancient technology disappeared long ago. Or so it is said. It is interesting, however, to think how something like that survived all this time hidden away in a shrine. These shrines are tucked away in numerous places all across this land. 120 to be precise. With the treasure, I'll give you the paraglider. That wasn't the deal. Yeah, let's do it. Look from a high point. Got it. See those blue icons? Yeah. So he's just explaining the fast travel mechanic to us. So basically what you can do is you can pick any point, any blue point on your map, and you can fast travel to it. And most of those are going to be towers and other ones, and shrines. And that there, this chest here, is an EX chest. It's part of the DLC, of which I have all of, and I will be covering all of the DLC along with the main story of the game. Amber. And these first few chests you'll find here, that's a real big point of these first 4 shrines, is that you'll get at least one chest around it that you have to use the rune you just got for it. The rune you just got in the shrine, you have to use it to get the chests that are in the surrounding area. So now we can do all sorts of stuff like break these crates. Now these crates usually contain some arrows, or sometimes later on they'll contain rupees. You can also just break them with your axe, and they'll also contain cooked food items. So that's kind of nice to get, especially when you're not really low on health, but you're getting there, getting low on health. You can always just it's good to have those low level healing items on you. Man, sometimes these loading screens can be a little long, but they only appear when you like teleport or go into a shrine or something like that. In the main world, there are no loading screens between each place. Surprised you took so long to catch up to me. Do you fly here? Oh, you think old man like me needs to fly to stay ahead of you? Checks left in me. Use a scope on your Sheikah slate. Yeah, I showed that off earlier. He wants us to use the pins on our map. So to find all the shrines. So there's one there. one there. Then one, come on, right there. So I normally like to do these in clockwise order, so start with that one, go to that one. Yeah, clockwise, that's the right one. And then move on from there. That's what I did my first time around. And it worked out pretty well for me. I mean, the first time Lee played it, I know he went in a weird order. Like, he went from this one, and he went over to the one up there on top of the mountain, then he went to that one, and then I think he did that one last, which, I don't know, that's kind of just weird to me. Here's a new enemy, the Keese. Just use this. They have 1 HP each. Well, they're pretty easy to take out, and you don't have to really worry about them. We will get into more types of keys later on, but for now we just have the standard keys. Like, the thing I like is that, like, all the bugs you can see, you can kill, or not, you can capture. So there's some keys right there. But what I want to do is I want to hit that. So you actually have explosives that you can shoot there. So this is our first instance of an upgraded enemy. So this is the Blue Goblin. So as you can see, he has a much more health than the standard red variant. And he actually had a really powerful weapon for this point in the game. The let's see, spiked Bogo Club. That's really powerful. Just get rid of that. They also can drop Bokoblin Guts, which are used for upgrading later. Like all the enemy drops are used later on for like upgrading weapons or making certain recipes in the pot, which we're actually gonna get to some cooking today, in this episode, later on. But yeah, if you that's a really easy way, because sometimes in these skull things you'll see that there are explosives, and you can shoot the torches in their eyes. And if you miss, you can always just climb on top and then get your arrows back. Let's see. Climb up this hill. This area here is a good example of what really intrigues me about video games, is the fact that there are like these worlds that are like ruined and desiccated, like the Great Plateau, for instance. Like, what was going on with the I shouldn't use that, 'cause these guys are easy. But what was going on with the with this area before, and what was it about? You can see a shrine over there, we'll get to later. So here we're gonna get the introduction of an enemy that we're gonna be dealing with for a long time, which is the Guardian. Now this is a decayed Guardian, so he's just gonna sit there for the most part. What you can actually do is you can actually bat back their eye lasers. Now the first time I played this game, I was not skilled enough to do that. I was not even remotely able to do any of that. Over time I learned how to parry and what to do more easily, so it ended up being really useful, because the Guardian parts sell for a pretty good amount when we get to the merchants, and they are useful for certain crafting recipes and stuff. And you can also go up to these decayed Guardians to get you get one part from them, like you can search them. But for the most part, if you want to go after these guardians, if you want to get a bunch of guardian gear and items, you're gonna want to go through this. Oops. You're gonna want to do it like this. There we go. Okay. Yeah. See, your shield. Most every shield in this game, well, with the exception of the later ones, but about midway through the game when you start getting pretty decent weaponry and shields and stuff, they can take like two or three hits, but for now you can just take one hit with your shield, and that's all you get. And here's our second EX chest, a Nintendo Switch shirt. It's just kind of like a neat little thing. Oops. Come on. Yeah, you can also parry the rocks at them. Sword. Nice shield. Can we get the sword? No, we can't. We can drop a weapon. Just drop that. Actually, drop a torch. Pick that up. Okay, good. Oh, the Bokalin arm isn't bad for this part of the game, but it's less useful than the Traveler's Sword. So we're just gonna stick with what we got for now. And after these first 4 shrines, I'm going to be skipping the intro sequence to the shrines, because it's all the same every single time. Which, that was some people's complaints when I was reading some reviews of this the other day, and that was some people's complaints that all the shrines are the same on the outside, but what do you want from a game? Like, this game is huge. There's 120 different shrines. I don't think it matters that much how much the game uses the same textures for the outside of the shrines. I don't think that's a problem. It's not what's on the outside that counts. It's what's on the inside, underneath the ground part that counts. That's what I say. Here we got our second rune, the bombs, which you get 2 of. We get the round variety and the square variety. Which the round variety are good when you're when you want to roll something, kind of. And the square variety are good when you want to have a bomb stay in place. Let's see. There's actually a pretty good weapon in here. Let's get rid of this. When you throw weapons, it also does use a lot of durability. So this is a claymore, Traveler's Claymore. So it goes with the Traveler's Sword and Traveler's Bow. There's also a Traveler's Shield, which we haven't gotten into yet. But every set type. Weapon set type has normally has a sword, a shield, and a sword, a shield, and a other thing. A sword, a shield, and a bow. Some of the time. Oops, don't need to do that. Okay. Well, this is one of the bonus chests. It's not hard to see what you have to do because this ball here is doing the same thing for you. Now there's actually a neat thing I found out here. So, okay, so, oh crap. So yeah, okay, I did it there. So this ball keeps going back and forth every time. And your bombs can't hurt you. There, I just showed off there. So, but when you go into the air and use your bow, that's another neat feature of this game. you get slow-mo time in the air when you use your bow. So when you use your bow, the ball actually loses its momentum. So normally it's going back and forth over here the whole time. But these balls just stay in place, which is really strange. And that blew me away the first time I saw it. The first time I did it by accident on the on the first take of this LP. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, it can be easy to be a little bit overzealous and kind of try to detonate early because you're kind of worried that it's gonna go over, but it's not to worry about it. You know, every time you get a spirit orb, you're gonna be given full life again. So that's why I didn't really worry about healing myself there, even though I did have half a heart. And there we go. There's our second spirit orb. Second of 4 for this first main area. It fades away. Fades away like Avengers Infinity War. Just a snap away. And so I guess this is really the only one of the shrines that doesn't have a place to get a bonus weapon right off the bat. Just realized that now. So, but there is a really nice weapon you can get right here, which we will gladly throw one of these away. Bye bye. It just disappears. A soldier's broadsword. Now that is really good for this point of the game. If you go down here, if you care that much about Korok seeds, there's another one right here under this rock. Yeah, you found me. Bye. Bye bye. Yeah. But yeah, there's how many are there? Ooh, shoot. I'm kind of close. There we go. Felt a little early to me, but whatever. Yeah, you kind of got to be careful when you're doing that shield trick. The perfect parry, rather, when you're right up on those guardians, because it's kind of hard to time it. But there's a sweet distance, like not a sweet distance, like a nice distance you can be at. And what's really satisfying is when you get like a lawn shot, which we'll be getting into quite a bit later. You can actually get a nice lawn shot distance parry. That's really satisfying. You know, a neat thing about here in Master Mode, this obviously isn't Master Mode, this is the standard mode of the game, because I'm not good enough for Master Mode, and I never will be. There's a certain part of Master Mode that I didn't want to have anything to do with, because I had tried it so many times, and that's kind of what got me so good at this game, is playing that certain section in Master Mode. Here's a neat thing. Ooh. So, if you actually hit those bees down, you can have them chase after the bokoblins, and then they'll kill them. Or they'll just run away. That's a neat little Easter egg you can get. Oh, don't come after me. Oh, come on, bro. Okay, they dispersed. Oh, Traveler's Bow almost dead. Oh, I do not want to use that. I want to use this one. Here we go. Pap, 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 pap. Okay. The thing about the Flurry Rush is you don't want to hit him too many extra times. So okay, so have a look at this. Oh, he actually hit me for once. There. See how bad their aim is? Here's a neat thing you can do as well. If you're running low on arrows, you can just have your shield held. It does damage your shield. It only works with wooden shields. But you can have it held and then just collect arrows that way. Or you could go track down the arrows the enemies shot off. So you can also do that. That's also another good way to get arrows. And one of the main reasons I dropped my torch earlier was because if you have an arrow, that pretty much acts as a torch. You can just stand in place and then have that going. And start off with that, that much. Not that much, that, you start a fire like that, so you don't really need to have a torch at all times. Although it kind of does help. Man. This, I gotta say, this recording session, this second take of this LP, is going pretty much exactly like the first take did. That's not entirely bad, but it's interesting that I'm pretty much taking the same exact path. Not really trying to, but I'm just exploring and having a good time. So that's the main thing about this game, is that the beauty of it is that you can just explore and just go through the world and just have fun, just walking through this artificial nature and just looking at everything. Like, everything in this game is so beautiful, and there's a great art style in this game and everything, even though graphics don't matter that much. Oops, my bow broke. Yeah, so the best thing to do with those guys is to just kill them early. Spin attack's good to do most of the time. And each weapon has its own thing for the most part. Each weapon has its own gotta get more shields. Or running low on shields. Good shields anyway. Well, not good shields, but you get the picture. But each weapon has its own thing. So like the one-handed weapons have the have a charge up spin attack, and the two-handed weapons you can spin in a circle and do attack like that. Let's do this. And with these those crates as well, you can also do the whole fire trick. You just have to take the fire to it. A thing you can also do, which I think I just did actually, is you can disperse bees with the bomb. The bombs, so you can get rid of the bees, because normally if you approach a hive, then they'll start stinging you and attacking you. And we got a new type of arrow, bomb arrow, which is our third type of arrow. Our second type was the fire arrow, which we got a little while back. I think it was this or last episode. There's a new type of weapon, throwing spear, or spear in general. And spears can be useful, but I don't use them too much. They do have a long reach, which is nice, but overall they're not that useful. So I think oh, we can kill these guys now. That's another neat thing about this game, is hunting. you can go ahead and do hunting. Not do hunting, but you can kill the wildlife. Okay, good. There's actually a neat thing you can also do is there are eagles flying around sometimes somewhere. I think there's one around here. But the eagles you can actually kill and get some decent meat off of them. So, we're gonna go ahead and end it off here, I think. Yeah. So in the next episode, we're gonna go ahead and actually cook some stuff and go into this hut here and see what we got and see what kind of things we can do. So, I'll see you guys next time.